Today we are showcasing Roti Matic. It's a fully automated roti maker. This is the first time we are bringing to Canada, and it's available on bestbuy.ca online.
Been using this device for a year now, and it's absolutely lifesaver to me.
This is a very handy device. It's a small, compact, very easy to make the rotis.
So you can make crepes, you can make wraps, you can make rotis, parathas. Multi-talented machine this is.
Now Roti Matic is available in Canada online at bestbuy.ca. Free shipping within 3 to 5 business days across Canada. Welcome back to Behind the News. We are going to talk about gender inequality. It's a very, very hot topic around the world. So is in Pakistan. Pakistan right now has been ranked 148th in 149 countries in Global Gender Report issued by World Economic Forum. So let's see that forum has concluded that report after having a very big research on that. So when we talk, Rizwan, about Pakistan and gender inequality, why do you see, when we talk here, especially in West around us, the people, they say, oh, look at the Pakistani women, they are so strong, they're coming out, they're working, we don't have an issue. But the report says just the opposite, because I was talking to one of my colleagues and she was saying that, have you seen the latest book which is released by Amazon, which says that the new role or changing role of Pakistani women? I understand the changing role, but new role and the report. So what is your take on that?
I would say, Halim, I would start by saying, here we go again. I find myself again talking about Pakistan and not again very positively because there is this report is a scathing criticism. It's not, I mean, there can't be anything positive about it. This report says that in gender equality throughout the world, in the whole world, and this report, by the way, is issued by World Economic Forum, which is a very respected institute, and they say that Pakistan is ranked 148 out of 149 countries which they have ranked. Only Yemen is down below them, and in those all 148 countries, you can imagine which countries are ahead of Pakistan. It could be Iran, North Korea, Saudi Arabia, Nepal, Bhutan, Maldives, any country you name, and they are above Pakistan. So it seems that it means that there is something wrong in the society. It's a
or the construction of
patriarchal society to begin with. It has always been a male-dominated, chauvinistic, I would say, a society, and but these things are common in most tribal societies in the Middle East and South Asia. They have been male-dominated, they have been chauvinistic as well. But the other countries, it says, are improving. They are moving forward. They are bringing in their women into the national mainstream. In Pakistan, it's not happening. Now, the question is why it's not happening in Pakistan. If it is happening in Bangladesh, if it is happening in Nepal, why it is not happening in Pakistan? So again, we have to go back to the roots, that where the problem stems from. It's a country which mixes very hypocritically religion into everything. It, everything we tend to see with the lens of religion. So in a religion, the understanding of religion because of low literacy is very poor. So they say that in religion, the women are not allowed a very free and liberal role. and they see women in a particular sense of, in a particular lens they always tend to see, which is not true. The religions do not, bar or restrict women on doing or taking part in their national or daily lives. It's a very, very fundamentalistic, very bigoted, mullah view, which we have chosen to impose this view on our society. Our society was becoming to flourish. They started shedding their gender biases in as back as 70s, in 60s. The women of 1950s in Pakistan was more liberal, was more empowered than women of 2020 in Pakistan. Why it is that? Why we are regressing rather than progressing? So it has something to do, something wrong with our society, something wrong with the policies of the people which have excluded women.
I would say, isn't it the mixture, a very big, when these three things are together, they usually end up the way it is, which is literacy, which is economic condition, and the third is patriarchal system. When you are not accepting all those realities of 21st century, then you start mixing this, I would say this mixer make a killing mix which kills the whole society.
That's right, that's right. Like I said, that it was acceptable if it was happening in 1960s, because I would say then that, look, we are transitioning. We were a tribal society for 10,000 years, and then now we are trying to transition into modern world, and we are trying to transition into modern times. But it's happening, what is happening is it's the other way around. We are going backwards. The world, as its report also shows, that they are moving forward and we are going backward. So what's wrong we are doing? We have to look at that.
And how much work has been done? I don't say that there is absolute gender equality anywhere in the world. There is none. We have that biases all the way around. But the thing is, the struggle and your attitudes towards that, how much you want to make it better, how much you want to work towards it, that makes a huge difference in the society.
That's right.
So this is what the world we are living in right now is doing. So what countries like Pakistan are doing, they are taking it backward. So we cannot take the whole world towards the backwardness, because world has struggled and we have to struggle harder because we are behind.
But we do not understand. Actually, we have encouraged this regressive mindset. Our state has encouraged. How? They align themselves very closely with very, very illiterate, obscure, dark-minded mindset mullahs in the society. They partnered themselves with them. So the reflection of mullah's thought, that was, portrayed on every part, every facade of our society. And it was women were the first target. The mullah's main concern is always women, what they wear, how they walk, how they talk, how they behave.
There is nothing.
There is nothing in their religion which is which goes beyond that. They can't think beyond women.
They don't think about rationality. They don't think about the progress the world has been done. But the whole focus is that because they think that, I have heard in several forums, and there are certain quotations people do through hadiths and all that actually women distract men. That's why they should not come forward, because they are the distraction in the room. So I was thinking that isn't a man distraction for a woman then? And why God did not think that way? Why it created two people to come together?
That's actually the problem came when this whole mindset was adopted by the state and it started reflecting into the policies of state. We do not encourage women participation in economy, apart from the rural women. Rural women are basically field laborers.
They had always been very liberal.
They have always been into working alongside their men, because there the problem is that men are not enough and they have to include the whole household to work in the field. Otherwise, they will have to hire hands. So the women have always worked, but that is very economically, that's not empowerment. That's just because they are short of labor in the rural agriculture societies, so they are bringing in women. But where it matters in the middle class, in urban societies, we just tend to see women only. We think that they are not good enough in their jobs because we have a very archaic and obscure mindset that religion has made women inferior to men. So this mindset is traveling for centuries in our society. This mindset has always been, not has always been, but it remained present in many societies, but they were quick to shed it. They were very quick to include women, and
societies evolved.
They evolved
because of certain
and they started
technological and scientific researches and finding out the solutions.
They started looking women as a human being rather than in a gender lens. So that's what happened. We could have changed it. We could have changed it. It was, like I said, that in 70s, Pakistan was a very liberal society as far as women's empowerment was concerned. There was no bar in women for, going wherever they wanted to, doing whatever they wanted to. There were limited opportunities for them economically, but so were for men also. Because they were limited.
It's not about only the opportunities. It's a whole package of life. How your society as a general give certain rights to an individual, or they recognize an individual as a full equal individual. That is the concern. But we have talked about the problem. Let's talk about, do we have any solution to that problem? Should we expect any way around? Like, are we going to wake up in 21st century and realize?
I mean, we can. I mean, there's never too late to wake up. But we have to do, very briefly, I would say, we have to do quickly two things. We have to overhaul and revamp our educational system, and we'll have to increase the literacy rate, and we'll have to make our educational institution inclusive and the places where one can, study together and think critically.
So, viewers, we talked about gender inequality, and its consequences are always seen through which we can very prominently see in Pakistan. We will talk about another issue which is right now a very burning issue in Pakistan, which is the blockage of Voice of America. So let's talk about a little bit about the different voices which were internationally working, which itself actually makes a huge impact on the face of Pakistan by itself. Now, we cannot paint or say anything about that, because this is a very basic reality that they have banned Voice of America in Pakistan. Would you please shed light on that?
Yes, Halima. They were the Voice of America websites. They have two main services which are widely seen in Pakistan, especially in the tribal north of Pakistan. Their Pashto service, which is very popular in tribal areas of Pakistan, and their Urdu website and Urdu service. They can't control the airwaves, so what they do is they block their websites. That's what they can do. The PTA, Pakistan Telecommunication Authorities, they have blocked the websites of Voice of America. On the charges that they have been giving coverage to Pashtun Tahaffuz movement, PTM, who are voicing their concern about the rights of the people in tribal areas. And they are critical of the armed forces of Pakistan. So that's why they are at the wrong side of state, and the state does not allow their coverage in Pakistan. In Pakistan, no media covers their activities. whatever they do. I mean, they hold rallies, they hold conferences. First, they are not allowed to hold those rallies and conferences. If they are, the media doesn't cover them. That's the situation in Pakistan. So this time round, what they did is they just blocked the website, saying that PTM cannot be covered in Pakistan. This reminds me of a very interesting statement by our Director General of Inter-Services Public Relations, that is DG ISPR, Major General Asif Ghafoor. He said that media should project Pakistan in a positive light for 6 months, and then Pakistan will start progressing. Can you believe it? So this is the positive light actually he might have wanted to see Pakistan in, that you cannot cover this thing, you cannot cover whoever criticizes Pakistani armed forces. So this is basically a positive light.
Doesn't this suggest, sorry to interrupt you, but doesn't this suggest that he actually acknowledges that media is that powerful that they're not ready to face the world realities yet? So isn't it a very saddening situation?
Halima, in Pakistan, the entire media is an arm of armed forces. In Pakistan, there is no free speech or no independent media whatsoever. But now the demand is gone further, that the people, the organization, the news organizations who are covering Pakistan from abroad, they should not cover Pakistan. Or if they have to, they should cover Pakistan like Pakistan authorities wanted them to. So nobody is going to listen to them, obviously. And then they will say that, look, this is not positive image of Pakistan being projected. So we don't want this image. So the Western media is biased. And,
no, but what about the tweets, and how come somebody can paint those tweets and the words they use for political interactions with international diaspora, even if we accept that, okay, media is doing this, but what is the reality which is one-to-one faced by the international community with all the politicians, with all the ambassadors and their languages and their behavior? So who will clear that up?
They have a strong desire to bring social media also into their ambit of control. Unfortunately, they have not been so much successful so far, but they are trying very hard. Look at Twitter. Twitter has started blocking dissident Pakistani voices, and this is people are complaining all around. Even those people who do not belong to Pakistan, one of them lives in Toronto and he teaches in a university here. He tweeted something which was about Pakistan. He has never been to Pakistan. He doesn't have any interest in Pakistan or whatever. But since it was critical in a way of Pakistan, the Twitter blocked his account. So he was obviously furious. And he started another campaign against Twitter. And Twitter told him that it was being done on the request of Pakistani authorities because of some sensitive material which was in the tweet. So they are trying, but then the social media networks like Twitter's, Facebook and Instagram, etc., they will have to be accountable to their users as well. Because if they start doing like this, I mean, there is no dearth of authoritarian states in the world. Every state would want that their dissidents should be stopped saying whatever they are saying on their Twitter accounts or on their Facebook accounts. So it's not going to work. Either they will have to close shop, or the whole social network media business, or they will have to just keep it like it is.
Thank you very much for your analysis today.
Thank you very much.
Viewers, you might have enjoyed this analysis today. So stay tuned for next week. We will come for more news as it happens with more analysis on that. Thank you very much for watching Behind the News with us today.